is Sam, the Frugal Hugel gardener. I'm standing here in front of some of my banana plants, and I'm gonna have to go ahead and harvest some of the racks that are on there. They're not yellowing, but some of them are splitting. That's the climate I live in, hot, humid, a lot of water. They're so healthy that they explode a little bit. That's the time in my area I need to harvest them. So let me show you what they look like. Right over here, these are Orinoco, and if you can see right over here, it's splitting. So instead of have all these split and go to waste, I need to harvest them. So let me go ahead and take you around to this plant and some other plants and show you how I harvest. Okay, so I have my machete. You could do it with a knife, machete, sickle, anything you want. The main purpose is you want to cut. So first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and cut this off. Don't need that, so I'm going to chop and drop it. And now I want to cut the rack off. Now this rack is fairly low, so I really don't have to bring the plant down to me, so I could just cut it like it is. I got to do it so you can see it, so let me do this. Okay, so here's the rack. And as you can see right over here, I got some splitting starting. They're starting, and over here they're starting. Now Orinocos have a thick skin, so these are all still good. But I'm gonna bring them in the house, set them on cardboard, and I'm gonna put tape over those cracks so that they could go ahead and turn yellow and ripen. They're gonna be perfectly fine, and then no fruit flies will go in there. So I'm gonna set this down now. I'm going to chop and drop this, and we'll go look for some more that I need to harvest. Of course, my hands are now sticky. That's a problem. Okay, so now I could use my supports on another plant. Okay, so this is the plant. Look at all this sap dripping. Can you see this? It's just pouring down. Don't stand under that. It'll drip on you and you'll regret it. Okay, so this is the plant. I'm following it down. Okay, so I want to set it down without hitting the camera and without, whoops, and without smashing any of my other pups. So let me get down in here. Okay, so now I want to chop and drop it. Okay, so that's chopped and dropped. I'm all sticky. So now let me go around and look for some more, and I'll bring the camera with me. Okay, so right over here I have Orinoco, and right on the top I have one with a little crack in it, so it's going to start splitting. So I want to harvest it now. That way I can have a nice banana rack ripening in the house instead of going bad and over ripening on the plant. They'll ripen, but they'll crack more. Fruit flies will get in there and you'll ruin your fruit. So let me cut this off. And let me cut this down. Okay, so right over here, you can see this little crack right there. Another one starting. Another one starting right there. Bunch of sap coming down on me right here. So this here rack I just saved from going bad. So I'll take this in the house with me, put it on cardboard, on the floor where it's cooler, and probably in about 5 to 10 days, I'll start cutting them off because they'll be yellow. I'll peel the skin off. They'll be perfect in there, taste great. Then I'll put them on a tray with parchment paper and slip them into the freezer. As soon as they freeze, then I can put them in plastic gallon bags, and they're great for my shake. Okay, same with this. I have to chop and drop it. You don't want to leave it tall. It's going to die anyway, but it'll draw energy from the other plants. So chop and drop it. So right here it is. So I got to get down on the bottom in here. Okay, I got some pups right down there, so I want to miss them. So I'm going to bring this down by hand in between them. Okay, and then I pull it out. Okay, so now that I cut this out, I want to chop and drop it. Okay, you'll notice I split them. That just makes them decay quicker. Okay, so you can see right down here, I chopped and dropped it. So all the energy is going to go into all the other banana plants and not let that one suck energy out of it because it gave fruit and it's going to be dying. So you chop and drop it, feeds energy back into the earth for the plant. the plant's going to be healthier, and before long there'll be fruit in some new bananas. So let's go look for some more. Okay, so right over here on the top side of this praying hands, it's starting to decay a little bit. So I probably lost one banana. I pulled the plant down a little bit to look at it. So I'm going to go ahead and harvest it, save the banana rack, chop down the plant. So let's get with it. Okay, first thing I want to do is cut off the bud. Right here. Oh, it's dripping on me. See all that coming out? You don't want to get that on your clothes, even though I got it on my hand. This bud, people eat this. It's edible. I don't. I just throw it back under there for chop and drop. Okay, so I'm going to chop it, and it's going to fall and swing because I'm going to hold the bottom. I don't want to go get a ladder, and the plant's not coming down. So I think, okay, let me do this. I'll cut some of the plant and I'll pull it so I can lower it to me, and then I don't have to like smash it on the ground. Okay, I'm going to clear some of this out so you can see what I'm doing. And I didn't have to cut those. I just want you to be able to see. So here's my rack, and here's the plant. I'm going to go ahead and cut it and bring it down. And there's a pup there and a pup there, so I want to bring it down right where the camera is. Okay, so here's the rack. It comes down. Here's a pup, and here's a pup. If I dropped it away from the camera, it would have crushed those. But right over here, I could bring it down between those two plants. So just like chainsawing a tree, I'm going to direct it. So let me get at it. Whoop. Ooh, I almost cut down the wrong plant. Okay, I'm going to have to bring that down this way, and this is in the way. Forget everything I said. I'm going to cut it and swing it. I started cutting this. If I would have cut that, it looked like it was coming out of that, but it's coming out of the one behind it. Go figure. Okay, here's the praying hands, and you can see right over there a little decay. Some bugs got in there, so I'm saving this rack right here by cutting it down. Okay, so now I want to cut that down. Look at all this coming out over here. It's just dripping. So let me get behind there. Okay, I got part of it. Let me turn the camera. Let me try to get the other part. Okay. Okay, that was tough. I didn't want it to drop on the pups, so I had to cut it up here and down there. Okay, so let's chop and drop it. Ugh. You can see how big and round this one was. Woo! Okay. So I harvested that rack. Get the sap off me. Now I'm going to look for some more. And then I'll come around and pick all these up. So let's go. Okay. So I just went around. Everything else looks good. This is real sticky. So I'm going to put it over there. And I'm going to put my racks in here. Okay, so I got a praying hand rack and 2 Orinoco racks. I put them in my tractor bucket to work smarter, not harder. This way I could transport them. I don't know if you know about banana racks, but they're real heavy and you'll be walking out like this because the sap's dripping. So I was out weed eating and tilling and put down some older compost where I'm going to plant those other banana plants. And I walked around to see what I needed to harvest. Because if you don't walk around at least twice a week, you'll miss them like that. And when you go back in a week, they'll be bad. A lot of flies around them. So let me go ahead and get this into the house and set them down on cardboard on the floor. The floor is cool. The cardboard keeps it off the floor. When the sap drips, it goes on the cardboard. I'm going to go ahead and put tape, blue tape, over all the cracks. That will act like a protective skin. And even the fruit with the cracks will ripen, and I won't have to worry about any fruit flies going in there. And then when they start ripening, when they're fully yellow, I'll cut each one off that's yellowing, lay them down on the cardboard for 1 more day. And then when they feel a little soft and they're totally yellow, I'll peel them. I'll take parchment paper and put it over a pizza pan, an oven pan. and then take the bananas that I peel and set them down on the parchment paper. I'll set that in my freezer, give it 24 hours or 2 days to really harden up, and then you take them and you put them in gallon bags. If you just peel them and put them in gallon bags, they're all going to stick together and you'll never get them apart without chopping them up. But once they freeze and then you put them on parchment paper, they're not going to stick. Sort of like when you go into the grocery store, you go into the frozen section, you got frozen strawberries, pineapples, grapes, just about everything frozen. And when you take the bag out, they're all loose in there. That's because they were flash frozen, then packaged, and then they stayed loose. If you're ever in the grocery store and you pick up a package and it's all clumped up, that means at one point it thawed out and then it froze again. Do not buy those. So anyway, hey, if you liked my video, or if you like me, or even if you didn't like my video, come on, give me a like, give me a share. Why not? Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Come on over to my Facebook page. Say hi. Come on over to my Facebook group. Sign up. It's free. We do a lot of posting with articles. A lot of other people post photos about their garden. We help each other out. And that's where I post a lot of my photos and stuff like that. So I'll be glad to have you. We'll see you all soon. Later.